while loom is an apparatus for making fabric by weaving yarn or thread. And last one is dye. Dye is used on fabric, hair, yarn, and other fibers, clothing, and food, among others. Let us now discuss the fabric design of Thailand. They were famous in fabrics which were inspired by the natural things they see on their surroundings. There were two popular fabric designs in Thailand. That's correct. There were two popular fabric designs in Thailand, namely Mat-me pattern. Silk is made from a specific kind of dyeing process. It is most seen in the weaving of Asian or northeastern Thailand. Another one is yoke dort. It is another kind of pattern that is woven in Thai silk. It is called yoke dort. It is a kind of brocade and often feature an all-over pattern of flowers. While in Cambodia, silk weaving has been part of its culture for centuries. There were two main types of Cambodian weaving. The two types of Cambodian weaving, one is ikat technique, wherein patterns are diverse and vary by region. Common motifs includes lattice, stars, and spots. The other one is the uneven quill. It yields single or two color fabrics which are produced by weaving three so that the color of one thread dominates on one side of the fabric while the two others determine the color on the reverse side. On the other hand, in Laos, hand-grown, spun, dyed, hand-woven cotton and silk fabrics made by Lao village women. Silk and cotton making process, dyeing and weaving near Vientiane. Silk and cotton weaving by hand is an age-old tradition in the Lao. Lao women wear sin, ankle-long skirt whose form is undeniable but whose patterns are unique to each skirt. They are the one who weaves it and wears it for a lifetime. They use as icons to express personal views. While in Vietnam, golden thread silks were born. Popular Vietnamese fabrics were shantung tapeta and benjamin weave and ebony satin, an all-natural lustrous silk hand-woven in southern Vietnam and naturally dyed using ebony fruit pods. The fabric dates back over a century but was only recently revitalized by the designer Vo Viet Chung. In Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore, batik is the traditional fabric design. Natural materials such as cotton or silk are used for the cloth so that it can be absorbed the wax that is applied in the dye-resisting process. The cloth that is used for batik is washed and boiled in water many times prior to the application of wax so that all traces of starches, lime chalk, and other sizing materials are removed. There were two main categories of batik: the geometric motifs and the free-form design. The method of Malaysia batik making is also quite different from those of Indonesian Javanese batik. The pattern is larger and simpler. It seldom or never uses canting to create intricate pattern and rely heavily on brush painting method to apply colors on fabrics. There are two main types of batik that reproduce: hand-painted. With the use of canting, a small copper container with one or more different size pipes. Black printed. Done by welding together strips of metal to form a metal block. The metal block is then dipped into a molten wax and pressed against the fabric in order to make a pattern. Brunei's traditional textile is also called batik, but it is uniquely different from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. The design have their national flower symbol, samboy, picture plant, and Brunei's traditional design of air mule. Different techniques are used in Brunei's batik, like airbrushing, cracking, bubble, rainbow, sprinkle, geometry, and marble. These techniques are applied on fabrics like cotton, chiffon, linen, and brocade.
Beautiful.
Now, you can easily answer learning task 2 of your module on page 5. Read carefully the instructions. Can you still keep up, guys? Let us proceed now to learning task 3. Choose the correct letter of your answer and write the letter of your answer on your notebook. I do hope you do that activity well, grade 8 students, because I'll be leaving that activity into your hands. And if ever you have questions in mind, don't hesitate to proceed to the GC of your section. Ask your MAPE teacher for questions that you need some answers. And so, as Porky Pig always say,
that's all, folks.
That means that's all for today. Happy learning, guys, and stay tuned for more learnings only here at 89.7 Sinag, Lutokan, Radyo Kagapay, Pamundular at iba pa, because your next subject will coming up next. So this is your radio broadcaster, Sir James, saying never ever stop learning, because this will take you for a better future.